Cameras are a huge piece of creating content, especially if you're doing talking head or streams and you use a camera. But a lot of people lean towards the more expensive cameras, things like the Sony FX30, which is what you're actually looking at right now, or even the ZV-E10 right over there with a really nice Sigma 30mm. Those are really expensive cameras. But what if you could get a 4K 30 webcam and a 1080p 60 webcam with a really wide field of view for a fraction of the cost? Well, that's what AVerMedia thought when they sent over this. This is the PW515, and this isn't a brand new webcam. This thing's been out for a while, but let's unbox it. Let's take a look at it. Let's talk about the price. Let's let you see what your thoughts are for a 4K webcam, and honestly, if you should use a 4K webcam. Hey guys, my name is Brandon, and I'm here to improve the streaming experience, not only for you, the streamer, but also for your audience and your viewers. And today we're taking a look at the AVerMedia PW515. We're gonna go ahead and open it up and see what's inside and kind of get it plugged in and just let's take it for a test run. I know that there's some software that comes with this. There's some AI tools that come with this, so I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of stuff for us to play with. We gotta start with an unboxing. All right, opening up the box reveals this kind of let's get started up here at the top, as well as the webcam here at the very bottom. It has a privacy shutter that actually slides up and above. Let's go ahead and get everything out and let's take a deeper look at it. A deeper look at it? A closer look at it. So in the box, they include a USB-C to USB-A cable, and this is probably like the thickest and most sturdy cable ever. But this is good. I wish they included a USB-C to A adapter for those of you who want USB-C to C, those of you who like MacBook people. They also included a quick user guide, which we're going to refer to because there's a lot of stuff in here to really think about because this webcam looks unique. And then again, they have this let's get started section, which allows you to kind of understand like plug it in, do this, mount it here. And then they give you the QR code to download they're calling it the Cam Engine software. So we're going to download that here in a minute, but let's take a look at the webcam. So here, the AVerMedia PW515, and as you can see, this thing is not small. Like, it's got a lot of ventilation in the back to go ahead and I'm assuming cool down that Cyrus sensor that's in here, the Sony Cyrus sensor. Let's read some of these specs. This has a Sony Cyrus 4K CMOS image sensor. It does 4K at 30 FPS or 1080p at 60 FPS. It does have autofocus, dual omnidirectional stereo microphones. It has a field of view of 100 degrees. It works with Windows 10 or later, Mac OS 10.14 or later. Is that Snow Leopard? I think it is. And it also works on Chrome or later, and I'm assuming it's UVC, so it should work on Linux as well, even though I'm not testing on Linux today. And that's pretty much it that they include in here. I guess the next question is, what does it look like and the quality? Before we do that, let's just take a look at the actual build. So this actually has full rotation, as you can see right here. The bottom spins all the way around and even has tilt. So you're able to kind of put this wherever you want. And it does also have kind of a tilt out piece right here on the bottom. And it has a 1/4 inch quarter 20 thread on the bottom. Not that anything's going to focus for me today, but there's a 1/4 20 thread on the bottom and really nice. It's stiff, it's sturdy, so this is going to mount really well onto the monitor. All right, let's stop talking about it. Let's plug it in. Privacy shutter. It looks like something out of like Star Trek. What's that guy in Star Trek that has the thing across his eyes? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. I can't remember. All right. So by the way, here's the Cam Engine 4 software. If you were curious, they have Windows, Mac, and a Chromebook to download. It says specific models. So nothing too crazy. We're just going to go ahead and download it and see what you get. Pretty basic stuff. I hope you can do dark mode on this. Wouldn't that suck if it was light mode the whole time? Auto framing controls. I'm assuming we're going to look at all of this. Let me get this downloaded and installed. So we're here. We just actually installed the software and it's asking us, do we want to do conference call, live stream, or portrait video? That's pretty cool. We're going to click live stream and click done and see what pulls up here. Okay, so what we're here, we're getting this kind of like new function description. We've got auto framing. We can click learn more, but you basically just hold your hand up and it stops auto framing. Holy crap, guys, that is wide. Like, I'm touching the sensor, okay? I'm not literally touching it. I could touch it, right? Holy crap, guys, that is wide. Can I make this bigger so we can see everything? Holy, bro. I mean, we'll fix the colors and everything in a second. This is wide. Look how, I mean, that's a full like arm width. Holy crap, that's really wide for 100 degrees. Guys, I don't even think it's on 4K right now. There's a virtual camera and a whole bunch of effects and focus. This looks like that HubSpot software that we did not too long ago. Yeah, let's kind of take a look at this. So it's already connected our camera. Everything's here, virtual background. We got all this audio stuff. Take a look. We got virtual cameras 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm not sure what any of this does. Source, it's at 4K, 30 FPS, and we do have 1080p. which it'll change over to, and I can do 60. So we're recording this in 60 frames. It looks like maybe it's at 60 right now. It looks like we need to adjust maybe some settings. Let's go back to 4K 30. We're gonna look at the quality here in a minute and see exactly how fantastic it is. Here's some of the settings. We have basic, brightness, advanced, brightness, contrast, hue, saturation, and sharpness. And advanced, we finally get all the other stuff we're looking at: backlight compensator, auto white balance, auto exposure. If we do manual exposure, I don't know what all that is. If we do manual exposure, we actually get like field of view. We can actually drag it all the way out. That's cool. Gain, exposure, anti-flicker, and then some other stuff. So I'm curious to see what all we can get. Oh, wow. Okay, so I can make this look really nice. We just get an exposure slider. Those of you who know cameras, you would think like something, this is kind of like that, like multimetering piece, not necessarily ISO and aperture and shutter speed. So we can increase the gain, which I think is probably your ISO. So why don't we just increase the exposure a little bit? That actually doesn't look bad. Guys, look at this. Holy. Well, we'll take it off in a second and I'll actually zoom it up to my face to see like the quality of like hair, because right here, what you're looking at, this is again, the Sony FX30, right? You can see how clear that is, but I mean, this is a crop sensor, massive crop sensor on a Sigma 16mm f1.4. I mean, that's what that is compared to, I mean, I'm just as far away from that camera as I am this camera. Now, I do not like the fact that it's auto white balancing. So I think we might set our own white balance and then just kind of leave it. Hopefully we can find something that's comfortable, even though it doesn't look like it's really finding anything that's good. Let me see if I can get that white balance set. That actually doesn't look too bad right there. Okay, and then obviously we got opacity and then backlight compensator. We can turn that off and that's going to give us that solid, yeah, that's a solid 60 right there. So why don't we increase the shutter speed, the gain? That's where you start losing stuff. That's where you're kind of really adjusting a lot of the settings. Let's put that backlight compensator back on. Let's get our shutter. See if I can get it to focus again. Hello? Oh, grab my face. Oh, wow. There actually is a lot of definition on that. Guys, that is a wide camera. Holy crap. You can expose for the face or do HDR. Let's do face exposure and see what happens. Here we go. All right, my microphone's here, so I'm having to move backwards, but my face exposure actually does pretty good. Like, that actually doesn't look too bad. Yeah, it actually looks pretty good for face exposure. And what does HDR do? Okay, obviously it's going to switch. It's going to look really flat because we're not recording in HDR. But if you were doing HDR like 10-bit and stuff like that, this would pop out 10-bit. I think the face exposure, once it actually latches onto your face, once it latches onto my face, this actually looks pretty good. Like, that did really well. I think manual is still kind of the way to go, because then it won't adjust the lighting based upon what you do. But wow, that's cool. All right, let's go to beauty effects, beauty filter. Let's turn it on. Okay, it definitely softens my skin out, and then we can change the skin tone and flatten it, but it also adjusts the room. What about smoothing? That's just basically adding a noise reduction, because you can see it in the table right here. That's also smoothing out the table. That's just adding noise reduction. Effects lets you instantly download and transform yourself into a character. Download the effects now. Okay, let's download them. Now, okay. All right, so we're getting some of these filters. This is cool. I'm a cat. Blah, 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 blah. Crown, and these work really well. And again, this is on a 4K 30. These are going through pretty quick. Oh, this one's pretty fun. I like it. Oh, these are pretty cool. All right, and they're not like they're slowing things down too much. We have autofocus and manual focus, and obviously you're able to adjust, find yourself in focus. That's kind of me in focus right now, but for the purposes of what we're doing, I'm gonna put this back on autofocus. And let's go ahead and take a look at this. A virtual background. Welcome to RTX. A virtual background supports RTX graphics cards only. Please install the video effects. Oh, so you can do like a green screen removal in this as well as some other stuff. That's cool. This is built into the software. I love that. That's so freaking cool. Okay, we're not gonna download this because we don't need to talk about all of that stuff. If you want to know about RTX broadcast and things, all of that stuff, comment down below. I'm sure I can do a fantastic tutorial to show you guys that stuff. Let's look at this AI stuff. This is what I'm curious about. So let's click this framing. If we do AI framing, it says when AI framing is selected, hold the gesture for 3 seconds to start and stop. So let's hold that. It just blinked blue at me. Okay, so did it do anything? Is it gonna, what's gonna happen? Hold the gesture for 3 seconds. It says start detection. It says pause detection. Sensitivity high. I must do start detection. Oh wait, did I just see it move? I don't really understand what this thing is. Oh wait. It just zoomed out on me. I'm so confused. Gosh, that is so wide. All right, and then the microphone, you obviously can turn on noise reduction. We'll do a sound test of the mic here in just a moment, but let's look at some other stuff here. We got rotate and flip, so we can flip the mic or flip the device or flip the image. Right here, we can rotate it. We can also freeze the frame. We can full screen it just like this. That's cool. Then we can do some captures. So we can just capture in the software. All right, under the settings, we have some recording stuff. We have dark mode and light mode. Good. It'll can either do OpenGL or Vulkan, depending on what you have. Preview camera image, auto update, start it when you start the device up. And then you can obviously hotkey some stuff. So you can change to the virtual camera sources that you set up. You can turn on image filter. That's good. You can turn on image filters and maybe bind them to a Steam Deck or a Stream Deck piece. That would be so cool. Start and stop autofocus, virtual background, start and stop. That's cool. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with this, but let's talk about what the quality is. Let me get it into OBS. Here's the actual webcam being captured, right? But whenever you install this, you get 4 virtual cameras. That's what those virtual cameras were inside the software. Basically, you could connect everything and run it through your virtual camera 1 to be able to run all of your effects, the virtual background, all of that stuff, and toggle it on and off from the software through the virtual camera. So I've closed the software because you can't have a webcam connected multiple places and it'd be running. So I closed the software to pull it in OBS, but I'm going to close OBS or close it in OBS and open it back up on the software and do the virtual camera. So we're going to open this back up and go back into here. Deactivate. Virtual camera 1 activate. Okay. Back over here. This pulls it in. So here it is. I've actually got it into the Cam Engine 4 virtual camera. It's still coming in at 4K. All the settings are exactly the same, but I can now use it in multiple applications at one time and get the effects. So what you can see here is I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. I'm going to go to that scene so you can see it. What you're actually listening to is the microphone on the webcam, and I'm about 2 feet away from the microphone, which is the webcam essentially. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull up the software and I'm going to turn on some of these effects that we saw earlier, which should be in theory popping up on the screen right now. So I'm using the virtual camera to capture inside OBS, and this is at 4K 30 right now. I'm actually going to toggle it down to 1080p 60 and we're going to see how much of a difference in quality we get. But I'm just toggling through these filters, nothing crazy at all. They're really quick. As soon as I click, they happen. But again, I'm going to go over here to the source. We're going to change this to 1080p 60. All right, and here is 1080p 60. You can see it is softer. However, that looks like a pretty solid 60, guys. I'm not sure what you think about that, but that looks like a pretty solid 60 to me at least. But yeah, I'm about a normal distance away I would be from a webcam. All right, I'm gonna pick it up, I'm gonna put it back on 4K and we're gonna look at the quality. All right, we're back on the overhead microphone right here. But I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in and I'm gonna let you go ahead and take a look. Like here is a really good way to see quality because you can see all of the fine details, but you can see it focus on. That actually did really well, honestly. I think it's added a lot more red into the skin, but this is a really wide lens. I think this would be kind of almost as wide as like a 17 mil full frame equivalent. Maybe even like if you have the APS-C, it'd be like an 11, maybe a 10 mil like field of view. This is really wide, almost GoPro wide. But quality wise, if I was to actually do, talking head with it, let me actually adjust it a little bit. I don't have a mount for it right now, but if I was doing talking head with this and I had it this close, like this would be a really good shot for talking head. I mean, really nice, guys. I think I'm really impressed with the way this camera looks. Now, there are things on the market that are coming out with 4K 60 now, like the new Elgato Cam Pro thing that's like $399. I can't remember, but it's basically the cost of a mirrorless camera. So, and they actually, as far as mirrorless cameras, this camera right here is actually the Sony ZV-1F. This is a $500 mirrorless camera right here, and it's probably just as wide as this camera, but this one's $500. But it's a mirrorless camera that you can kind of take and record and doing some stuff. Let me know if you want to see a review on that one. I can see the autofocus kind of struggles just a little bit. So maybe as soon as it grabs you, it's fine, but it's a little slow. But I do think the quality looks really nice. There's a lot of noise that's through here, I can see, but I've got a big key light right there. Sorry, I'm throwing you guys around, but like I don't see a bunch of noise on me. Let me know down in the comments what you think about it. Let me give you my final thoughts. And then now jumping back over to this camera, I'm sure it's a stark difference, but $2,000 plus, this is $250 for those of you trying to figure out how much is this webcam. This is a $250 camera, and for all of the features that are in there, I think it might still be overpriced, but this is also a couple of years old at this point. But still, for what it does and what's on the market today, this is a really good option. There are competitors that have other webcams out on the market that do something very similar. You can even get something like the Logitech Brio or the Elgato Facecam. But in everything, there's always a competition. And honestly, with what AVerMedia did right here, it looks great. It's really wide. I do like how wide this is. For those of you who want that full room kind of view, this is this is pretty awesome. But I also just found it for as low as $180. So I'm going to leave a couple of links down in the description. However, down there, you're also going to see an affiliate link because I am partnered with AVerMedia. And if you use that and my coupon code that's down there, you'll get a percentage off, and you might even get it cheaper than where you can get it somewhere else. So with that, I really appreciate you and everything that you do, especially for supporting this channel. And I hope that you enjoyed the review of the AVerMedia PW515. I think it's pretty awesome. Right now, it's their top of the line webcam that they've got for streamers, and for it being so wide, holy crap, it's nice. Guys, if you want to look at some other videos, I'm really impressed with this streaming software right here. I actually ditched OBS to use this solely for all of my live streaming needs moving forward. Honestly, it's amazing. Oh, and it's free. You should go check this out. Oh, and you should check out this product right here from AVerMedia that allows you to have all of your mixing stuff for your microphone and have Twitch chat on the device in front of you. You've got to check it out. We'll see you over in those videos. Y'all have a great day.